Protect your car with 3W Liners all-weather floor mats. Made from durable materials like TPE and rubber, our mats are designed to withstand rain, snow, and mud with deep grooves to trap dirt and liquids. For a custom fit and advanced protection, visit 3W Liners. That's the number 3, WLINERS.com today. Overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com. That's CLEAN email.com. This is a Rogue Media Network podcast. Hey there, folks. How are you? Welcome to
Can I tell you a secret?
King of the Hill podcast.
Okay,
Hey,
just
whoa,
go with
whoa,
me for a
whoa.
minute.
That's enough of that. As you can tell, it's just me producing the whole thing. I'm just here. Rusty is sick. Mason's busy recording some stuff in the other room or in the other studio. And so I figured, hey, let me come on in and fill some time here. Y'all send some good wishes to Rusty. He has been feeling bad for quite a while, feels bad about it. Now his kids are sick. So hopefully after the first of the year, or after we get going in this year, that things will be better. But anyway, send him some wishes if you can. Check us out if you can. We've got a Patreon that runs for $3 a month. If you can help us keep the lights on, I promise I'll buy him some NyQuil or something. And that would help immensely. We have another show called Swimmer's Ear. That is all about Adult Swim stuff. I did a weird one this week. Of course, they're all a little weird. Let's see, what else we got? We've got a show that I'm looking for stand-up comedians for. If you are a stand-up comedian, please contact me. You can do Mike at roguemedianetwork.com, or you can just do info at roguemedianetwork.com, or you can do hello at roguemedianetwork.com. Any of those will get to us, and I think that we're putting together a show called, I'm not going to tell you what it's called, but it's all about comedians telling jokes and stories. So if you're a comedian or know a comedian, please get in touch with me. I would love to set up that show. Okay, so today, one of the things that I want to do here is I'd like to try a kind of a little retrospective on a couple of things that Mike Judge has done over the years. So if we bring up Mike Judge's IMDb page here, we've got In the Know is in the top there. Mike Judge, he was born in 1962, so he is 7 years older than me. 7 years older than me, and so he's had some great success. He's also had some crap, if you can see this, here he is as the manager at Flingers, which is one of my favorites of his. So the story on that, and I've probably told you guys before, but Office Space, one of my all-time favorites. And we'll cover that movie at some point just because it's Mike Judge. But 30 32 pieces of flair is the bare minimum. And when they're talking about flair, think about TGI Fridays. They have all the buttons and stuff. You're supposed to wear 32 pieces of flair or more out of the big flair box. She is wearing only 32, and he confronts her. I see that you're only wearing 32 pieces of flair. She says, well, yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. He goes, yeah, but do you just want to do the bare minimum? You know, he gives her that whole speech that we've all probably gotten. Anyway, 37 pieces of flair, not 32. 37 pieces of flair. She said, you know, who else has flair? The Nazis. Anyway, I had an email address at the time, 37flair@gmail.com. And when I met my wife, she knew what that was in reference to, and so I knew I was in love. So there we go. If it weren't for Mike Judge, I wouldn't have met my wife, I guess. I don't know that's true, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, so Mike Judge, In the Know, claymation thing over on, what's it on? It's on Max or something. I really did try, Mike. It's just not funny. So I tried watching that. He's an executive producer on a lot of stuff. You know, they restarted up they started up the animation studio to make more King of the Hill and Beavis and Butthead and stuff like that. So there's the new Beavis and Butthead that he is the executive producer on. I know that he had a big hard hand in that. Then there was that Praise Petey show, only 10 episodes. I think it was on Hulu. I tried watching it too, and I just didn't like it. It wasn't great. I think with a lot of these things, you know, it's very hit and miss, especially when he's the executive producer. Exploding with Kittens, tried to watch it, didn't much like it either. The humor is there. It just doesn't seem, I don't know. Maybe I'm bringing my biases into it, and I'm biased for King of the Hill, Silicon Valley, big hit. King of the Hill, Silicon Valley, Idiocracy, Office Space. Those are the things I'm biased for. Those are the things I really love. So I think I bring that into it, and I'm like, this is not that. But there is another one, Common Side Effects, and we'll talk about that in a minute. One of the things that he tried to do right after King of the Hill went off, well, around the time it went off, this is in 2009. It was called The Good Family, Goode. And The Good Family was, again, one of those that I really did try. I just wasn't real crazy about it. But there is a thing. Let's talk about this article here. Mike Judge's King of the Hill follow-up was nowhere near as successful. Well, no kidding. But it says Mike Judge's pretty impressive resume in animation. He was mastermind behind, he tells us all that. These shows couldn't have been more different in style and tone. That's true, but there's a general kind of same humor theme running through those. Both have modern revivals, either released or in production. Now, in 2009, ABC launched Judge's show, The Good Family. Like King of the Hill, also centered on a family trying their best to grab. And I've heard theories where they're in the same universe and stuff like. I don't know. Stop that. Best to grapple with issues of modern everyday life, but unlike the subtly conservative Hills, the titular Good Family was overtly liberal and obsessed with political correctness. So I see what he's trying to do here. It marked a notable shift for Judge, who typically avoided diving too deep into politics. That could be one of the reasons why The Good Family only ran for a single 13-episode season. So they call it. You got to remember that, like, Daria came out of Beavis and Butthead. Beavis and Butthead was so anti the times and such idiots, you know, that it was a parody on the times and the kids. I think that's exactly what this was also, The Good Family. It's centered on the title bunch, a group of left-leaning California hippies. There's patriarch and community college administrator Gerald, who strongly resembles Beavis and Butthead's Mr. Van Driesen in design, voice, and characterization. Gerald's wife, Helen, is a local activist who's concerned about how their family is viewed by the other members of their town. The Goods have 2 kids, biological daughter Bliss, and adopted South African son Ubuntu. They raise their dog Che as a vegan. Oof. But his craving for meat drives him to eat local neighborhood pets. That's funny. There's also a token conservative family member in Helen's father, Charlie, who routinely mocks the Goods ideology. So if you think about this, it's just the opposite of King of the Hill, basically. They took King of the Hill, flipped it, and said, okay, all liberals, one conservative, instead of vice versa. Which even with King of the Hill, it wasn't like everyone was conservative. It wasn't like everyone was liberal. There was those shades of gray, I think, that made the show what it was. Why the Good Family flopped, where King of the Hill succeeded. The most likely reason is that viewers just didn't want another political satire. I can agree with that. Even Saturday Night Live has gotten away from some of that stuff, especially since the election. And I think it's good. I don't know, no pun intended for the Good Family, but I get enough of the politics, you know. I don't care which way you lean or whether you don't lean or whatever. Doesn't matter to me. But can we just laugh, please, and not try to learn a lesson all the time? Critics agree that the Good Family worked best when it stripped the politics back and focused on family dynamic. Yep, well, that's what King of the Hill got right from out of the gate. They can still tackle life issues like raising children, differing ideologies, things like that. But the holier than thou types, again, I think it's one of those things where the people that you're mocking are people that we all know exist, but do we need more of them? You know, do we need more of that in our life? The show satirized a conservative family in the same way that the Good Family satirized a liberal one, talking about King of the Hill. But King of the Hill was never so explicit in his politics. Sure, Hank may have been conservative, but he wasn't out preaching his beliefs or forcing them down anyone's throat. We've talked about that many times, how that is the biggest truth with King of the Hill. He judged people based on whether they were good people, not by who they voted for. He wasn't a ride-or-die conservative like the Goods were with leftism. So, it was such a flop that it was the last adult animated series ever aired by ABC. Jesus, I didn't know that. But you can still watch it on Peacock, Tubi, and Pluto TV, I guess, if you want to. I don't know, man. It was fine. It just if you told me after I watched it that Mike Judge made it, I probably would have argued with you a little bit, because it wasn't what we were used to as far as King of the Hill humor or any of that kind of stuff. Now, In the Know, we talked about that. Let's watch, just real quick, let's watch the trailer for this, and I'll give you my feelings on this thing too. This is, I believe it's on, let's see, here we go. It's on Peacock, which, whatever you think of Peacock. All claymation. That's kind of cool. I'm sure it's done by a computer, but still.
I'm Lauren Caspian, and this is In the Know.
So it's all about like NPR, podcasting, NPR, radio, things like that.
This is In the Know. You're a f***ing god.
Third most popular host.
Ready to have a great show? People are tweeting that Lauren's voice is making them sick. What are you talking about?
I have a really hard time with claymation being funny. For some reason, it takes me out of the story. Ah, shit. Hang on.
Using the hashtag In the Know makes me glow. Whoa, are we partying over here?
See?
He looks so handsome like a chode.
Like a chode.
Michael Tyson, did you ever think in the middle of a bout, I wish I could just look my opponent in the eye and say, I am enough?
I do that when I smash his face.
Little Space Ghosty, right? Where you're talking to real people. I'm assuming they did the interviews differently than this, and then they just show them in the screen.
Tegan and Sarah, my girlfriend, also named Lauren, looks like me. Does that make me an honorary twin lesbian? Wow.
Don't they have a thing where they got catfished? Is that right? Tegan and Sarah? I think so.
I'm starting an office frat. Want to be our first member? This is not an endorsement of Greek life or its rapey wolf culture. How many horny boomers could you have in this office before it's a fire hazard?
I don't like the use of the word boomers, because none of these people are boomers. People that are boomers are very old at this point. Look that phrase up. Plus, we're now in that Good Family kind of kind of area here where these are people that maybe don't make us really laugh.
I'm sexually attracted to ideas. I once got an erection from reading Plato's The Cave.
Do you have a therapist?
Ken Burns, Nicole Byer.
Oh, hell yeah. It's time for a racial roundtable. Hold my hand, Carl. Carl, your hand.
Don't like that.
Hugh Laurie, what should we do about Meghan Markle?
I don't know that any action is required.
See, that was kind of funny.
Do you have the research for the first guest? This just says straight white woman. Tells you everything you need to know.
See, again, it's one of those things where I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to laugh at those people. I don't know why. And again, the animation takes me right out of it. Okay, so last one. This is the newer one. Let's take a look at this real quick. This is Common Side Effects, which this is just a trailer for it. I just want you to see it. This, for some reason, looks better to me. I don't know why. Now, find Mike Judge in this because he's in it.
Can I tell you a secret? Yeah, please. Okay, just go with me for a minute. What if there were a medicine that could heal, like, almost anything?
This, to me, looks like his old school animation. Go back and look at, like, Frog Baseball and stuff like that. It's kind of scratchy like this. It looks a lot like this. I mean, you can tell this has more money, but it is a lot like this.
A mushroom. Not just any mushroom. The caviar,
Penis.
the ghost orchid of mushrooms. We spend more money than ever on healthcare, and everyone's still sick.
So taking on pharmaceutical companies and those pharmaceutical commercials and things like that. It's probably pretty damn good timing right here with RFK Jr. going in and trying to make all the changes and stuff. So this might be really good timing for this cartoon.
Think about all the people who make tons of money just from keeping us sick by keeping us unwell.
It's pretty true.
This company, Reutical Pharmaceutical.
Reutical Pharmaceuticals. There's those commercials.
CEO is this, like, evil. He's not even smart enough to be evil. He's like the devil's idiot butler. You know how bad my life is, right?
Did you hear him? Did you hear him? It's Hank. It's Mike.
Now? Ah, great. Now my room service is here.
There he is.
Rick, what would happen if I brought this company, like...
I kind of feel like that's who was missing from a lot of these other things, right? When you hear his voice, there's something to it. I don't know what it is.
a new product?
You mean like a drug?
Yes, kind of.
Get me something by the end of Q3
Something.
and you can have my beach house. Should we meet up? It's kind of urgent.
What is going on, Marshall?
Two things to mention. Some people are following me, and I brought my tortoise. Francis,
My
look
tortoise?
around. Does this look healthy to you? We have a chance to
Yeah,
change
see.
the world.
Common Side Effects. Series premieres with back-to-back episodes. February 2nd at 11:30 on Adult Swim. Next day on Max.
I got it. The last drug you'll ever need.
Now, see, that one looks better to me. I don't know why it does, but that one looks better to me. I think it's a little more timely. I'm not sure. I mean, we've got a common enemy there, right? And the enemy is Mike Judge, which is kind of nice. So that may be a little more of a hit. Now, let me look for one thing here, guys, and then I'm going to let you go. Let's see. From Idiocracy. All right, here we go. Let's do. I want to show you my favorite. I don't know if this is my favorite one, but it is a good one. Hang on one second here. This is from one of his movies. It is Idiocracy, and this is the electrolyte scene. I thought you might enjoy this. Here we go. Just to set you up, the whole thing is desert at this point, and they're trying to figure out why the plants won't grow. He's been sent into the future because he was frozen in the past.
The hell is this?
Basically shooting
Yes, I
Gatorade
get it.
everywhere.
Is that that Brondo stuff?
Brondo. It's got
They're watering
electrolytes.
crops with a sports drink?
Brondo the Thirst Mutilator had come to replace water virtually everywhere.
It's got electrolytes.
Water, the basic component of all life, had been deemed a threat to Brondo's
It's got what cows crave.
profit margin. The solution came during the budget crisis of 2330, when the Brondo Corporation simply
U.S. Department of Health and Human Services Food and Drug Administration.
bought the FDA
And
the
now it's
FCC,
Brondo. Now it's
enabling
Brondo.
them to say, do, and sell anything they wanted.
Replace the pyramid with all Brondo. And Carl's Jr. kind of. And Tarleton's and Starbucks and Flattering. Oh, now it's all Brondo.
Joe didn't
Brondo to babies.
know any of this, but he did see a problem that he might actually be able to solve. With his options running out, Joe took a bold step. He would not get
God,
out
look
of
at the White
way.
House. It's in
This time,
such
he
disrepair.
would lead.
They couldn't fit the table in, so they just busted the wall open.
For the last time, I'm pretty sure what's killing the crops is this Brondo stuff.
The Brondo's got what plants crave. It's got electrolytes.
So wait a minute. What you're saying is that you want us to put water on the crops.
Yes.
Water. Like out the toilet?
Well,
Like out the toilet.
I mean, it doesn't have to be out of the toilet, but yeah, that's the idea.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
Okay, look. The plants aren't growing, so I'm pretty sure that the Brondo's not working. Now, I'm no botanist, but I do know that if you put water on plants, they grow.
This guy. He's like the dumbest guy from his century, but he went back. He went to the future, and now he's the smartest guy in the world.
Well, I've never seen no plants grow out of no toilet.
Hey, that's good. You sure you ain't the smartest
That
guy
is
in the
good.
world?
Yeah.
Okay, look, you want to solve this problem. I want to get my pardon, so why don't we just try it, okay? And not worry about what plants crave.
Brondo's got what plants crave. Yeah, it's got electrolytes.
What are electrolytes? Do you even know?
It's what they use to make Brondo.
Yeah, but why did they use them to make Brondo?
Because Brondo's got electrolytes.
Man.
After several hours, Joe finally gave up on logic and reason and simply told the cabinet that he could talk to plants and that they wanted water.
There you go.
He made believers out of everyone. Joe didn't know it, but the beloved electrolytes were salts
Terry
that
Crews.
had been building up in the topsoil over the decade.
President Camacho. Yeah, man. That's one of my favorite movies. That's a really good one. Love Idiocracy. But Office Space is my favorite. So we'll cover that at some point. Guys, thank you again for joining me. I know it's a little weird and stilted, but we got through some stuff here. I just want to say, Mike Judge, I would love to talk to you. Just 5 minutes. If you can give me 5 minutes, man. 5 minutes. That's all I'm looking for. 5 minutes, Mike Judge, 5 minutes. Hashtag 5 minutes to Mike Judge, please. So join us next time. Hopefully Rusty will be back. Hopefully Mason can join me. Somebody can be here. But thank you, guys. I hope you had great holidays. I hope you're having a great new year. We love you. Please keep coming back because it works when you work it. I think that's AA. But also check us out anywhere, BWAAKOTH, all the socials. You can check out Swimmer's Ear as well. And I guess there's just one thing left to say. We Matanye. Indeed. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.